snow. And they said, when he got his crew together, they said, it's not our fault. She got sick and tired of laying around. She said, there's not a thing wrong with me. I want to do something. And they said, if we give you a job, Sergei will fire us, kill us, throw us off the property, or worse, bad things will happen to us. And so she found a shovel and started shoveling snow. And he said, what are you doing? You're dying. I said, no, I'm not. I'm totally healed. And I got bored of being served. And I know this lady. She's married with kids. She's the most beautiful young woman you could ever meet. We had her in Canada. And all she has is a few scars. But what a testimony she has. The staff didn't do anything. They never prayed for her. Well, I guess they prayed for her, but only in general. They were more concerned she wouldn't die. And then when her mother found out, she flew into a rage. My poor daughter dying of leukemia, and you got her shoveling snow. And they said, just like in the New Testament, come and see. And they came. The parents came. And they saw a transformed daughter. And they said, you got any more shovels? God can do anything.
Amen.
The fact is that the society is falling apart. The fact is that turn to the next slide. The fact is that they have a death rate of Africa and a birth rate of North America. The population has gone from, when I first went there in the Soviet Union, over 200 million. It's now down to 40 million. That's all the republic put together. And nobody knows what to do. I got meningitis, not meningitis, I got hepatitis A and B. And I actually collapsed on the platform preaching. And don't do this. I was preaching, and the room started to get dark, and I kept preaching, and the room went real dark, and I kept preaching, and then I felt kind of weak. And I kept preaching, and then pretty soon I thought I can preach laying down as much as I can standing up, so I laid down and kept preaching. Now the translator is over there and got to copy what you do. So he didn't know what to do. So he decided it was a better thing if he just stood up. And then the last words I said, I had a colleague in the front pew, and I said, Ed, take over. And then I was unconscious. I hope you hear that. And we have a high-level medical doctor on staff. And I could hear them talking, and they said, if we don't take him to the hospital, and he probably won't last the trip, he'll be dead in an hour. And I'd heard about their hospitals.
Yeah.
You know, I'd heard that if you go in half sick, you come out dead. So I said, just take me home. Heather can treat me. And they stayed up all night. They fasted. They prayed. And as it turned out, I ended up in ICU. 3/4 of my liver was dead. And then one day, the doctor told my wife to plan my funeral. Because when I went in, the toxicity was around 30,000. Normal is 50. And they said if it gets any higher, he's not walking away. And in less than half a week, it went from whatever, to 85,000. And he said, "You're dead." He said, "You're dead. There's nothing more to do." And a couple of days later, doctor came to examine me. They put me down on the floor because I had recovered so much. The doctor walked in and looked around and walked out and did that about 4 times, and he said, "There wouldn't happen to be a Ron Garrison in here." They said, "Yeah, he's over there in the corner." And they go, "That's not Ron Garrison. Ron Garrison should be dead." But I wasn't. They had to write a note to my family doctor, and you know what they said? They said, by means unknown to us, and by some supernatural intervention, Ron is perfectly healthy.
Glory to God.
Don't worry about when you're going to go. Worry about, I didn't mean that. That just was a coincidence. I mean, worry about working while you can. Because the day is going to come when you're going to have a lot of regrets about what you could have done and can't do. Whether it's finances, whether it's health, or whatever it is. And your pastor and I are not kids anymore, but we're in high gear for Jesus.
Praise God.
I mean high gear for Jesus. Because we see the end, and it's closer than the beginning. And so, and we know that in our humanly flesh, most of our colleagues have retired. But God never retired.
Right.
And God never told me to retire.
Right.
And I wouldn't know what to do with myself even if I did retire. I know one thing, I couldn't pay the bills and I'd be out in the street, so that's a pretty good motivation. But besides all that, and don't take me wrong, keep going on the power plants. Ukrainian society, it looks beautiful, but hidden beneath it are unbelievable tragedies. The seniors are dying, and the grandchildren are throwing their grandparents on the street so they can have their apartments. How's that for a breakdown of society? Turn to the next one. I talk too much. I was in Ukraine once, and God struck me down with a revelation that this lady, next one,